this entire situation is getting is getting ridiculous. Now, apparently, Till's apartment has been vandalized. Right now, I'm thinking, all right, it's these lunatics with the purple hair and the pink hair that are behind this. Most definitely, I cannot see who else this is supposed to be. This is just getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. It's getting out of hand. And when you start, burglarizing people's homes, I mean, come on, bro. It's one thing to hate a person, but to touch his property, we're gonna see what this is all about. Now, this is Colonel. I think what's this channel's name? Colonel Kurtz, I think. Yeah, she makes some dope Rammstein content that I really like. So shout out to her. I will be linking this video in the description should you guys want to go over to her channel as well and subscribe there. Make sure you subscribe on this channel and let's see what this is all about.
So, lead singer of Rammstein, Till Lindemann, his apartment was broken into recently. That was the news this weekend on him. And then also Grimes is defending Lizzo. And of course, Lizzo has been besieged this week with bad media coverage stemming from a lawsuit brought against her this week.
Didn't see I have like minus working on a video, something along those lines.
By 3 disgruntled former employees, former dancers on her tour. Lizzo, I barely even knew who she was. I just don't follow pop music, but apparently she's this big pop star who prides herself on being fat, basically, and being a great pop star and whatever, right? But that's a big part of her shtick, you might say, or her rationale. So, Till Lindemann, Rammstein lead singer frontman, he has been besieged for 2 months. The media and left-wing radical feminist activists have been doing everything they can to get this guy canceled and to get the band canceled, and they've just not been able to make anything stick. And they haven't been able to make anything stick because so far there have been no credible allegations of anything cancelable. Cancelable offense.
Cancelable, man. I don't know what it is with this whole cancel BS. I mean, it's really so petty and so childish. I mean, really, and as I said it before, if someone is guilty, the consequences they will face the might of the law. But don't try and play vigilante, bro. I mean, that's just corny.
Offense. Now, they tried again, the media tried again just a few days ago, and once again, it was Der Spiegel. Der Spiegel, I guess it wasn't enough for them that they were sanctioned by a German court and were forced to remove their cover story hit piece on Lindemann and Rammstein because it was erroneous. It was false. It had false elements, and so
good.
They already got humiliated, absolutely humiliated
for all of the trouble people, of course, Till and Rammstein. Well deserved.
That it's very rare that people will actually go after these journalist entities for reasons that Till Lindemann's lawyers have already explained in some of the interviews that they've been doing to get the word out. It's very rare that people fight back because it costs so much money. Lindemann's lawyer was saying that it can easily get into the 6 figures just to deal with one libelous story.
Yep.
Just to deal with Der Spiegel, 6 figures.
Yeah, and I don't think people realize really what the impact of the accusations. I mean, if you really want to make these type of accusations, come to me with evidence. Come to us with evidence. I don't want to. We don't want to hear hearsay. She said, "Nah, come to us with solid evidence, and then we'll consider the facts." But don't make accusations like this and expect us to believe it. Don't expect it. We know what Rammstein is all about. I'm a big Rammstein fan myself, right? Yes, they're not the conventional band. They don't follow the rules sometimes. Yes, of course, it's a metal band for crying out loud. But man.
And so these magazines and these news outlets, they make a very cold calculation that, they're not going to really be able to do anything. And so it's rare for them to actually be brought to court and to be ruled against. And so this was very humiliating for them. And but I guess not humiliating enough, or maybe too humiliating. I'm not sure, because they're back at it with another anonymous story. And it's an anonymous allegation of consensual sex
Consensual.
The age of consent thing. It's the age of consent is lower in Germany and than it is here, and people can dislike that if they want to. But the
What is in Germany? 16? Let me know. Some of the German viewers, let me know.
allegation
I know here in South Africa it's 16, as far as I know.
against Lindemann by this one anonymous woman is not of anything illegal. And what she says is that she looks back now and she realizes that she was too young. Yeah, now what, over a decade later and anonymously. And look, I've noticed that these magazines and these newspapers, they love to play this little trick with the anonymous accusations where they will give them a credible fake name. They'll give the accuser a credible fake name.
Hmm.
So in this case, it's not Jane Doe and it's not a non-anonymous accuser, or she says, or the woman says. No, it's Nina Huber. Nina Huber. And the reason why they love to give these credible fake names
Okay, I'm guessing it's to perhaps make the accuser feel more powerful, or to give them a little validation. I don't know. Let's hear
to
it.
these anonymous accusers is because most people are too stupid, or they're reading too fast or whatever to even register that it is an anonymous accuser. So
Oh,
most people
okay.
are going to
Makes
read
sense.
that Spiegel article. I read it. Most people are going to read that Spiegel article and they're going to think that there's a real Nina Huber who's putting her name to this. And it's not the case.
Yeah.
And in fact, I've seen some outlets reporting on this story, reporting on Der Spiegel's story.
So they use this fake alias to kind of almost solidify the case because they have no other way of solidifying it. Makes it sound like a real victim, but it's actually an anonymous. See, it's pretty smart.
Some outlets reporting on this story, reporting on Der Spiegel's story, and not even registering that it's an anonymous accuser, just saying Nina Huber claims. So people are going to think
It's
again,
actual
as
Nina.
this
Yeah,
proliferates, the
yeah,
virality of this story, then most people aren't even going to know that we're talking about an anonymous accuser. And the anonymity does make a big difference. But they can't, they're not going to be able to get him on this either. An anonymous accusation of consensual lawful activity that, yes, a number of people might disapprove of because of the age. But as I've talked about before too, things are different. Sensibilities are different
yeah.
generally in Europe than they
Facts.
are in the United States. We'll talk about that some other time. But the point is, even if what she says, if this fully consensual, non-violent, non-abusive relationship that and it seems like she claims that there was a year leading up to this. Even if what she says were true, they still can't get Lindemann on this. They
No,
can't, and it's not
because potential, as you said, how are you gonna twist that narrative into making it look bad? Takes two to tango. Takes two.
anonymous.
Takes two.
So at this point, I am not giving credence to any accusations that people will not put their name to.
Yeah.
And so far in the Rammstein thing, the only people who have put their name to anything are Shelby
Shelby.
Lynn, who is ridiculous and has been discredited and even had to walk back some of her own allegations, and then Kayla.
Did you guys see the video of her little speech where she was? I don't know. She was doing this weird thing with her shoulders, and I was like, "What are you doing? This is not the Oscars. What are you doing?"
Shikes, who didn't even meet Lindemann and basically accuses him of nothing, basically. So
Man,
they must be pretty frustrated, these activists, though, because they broke into Till Lindemann's apartment.
it's
Now,
ridiculous, bro.
do I know
That's ridiculous. That's crossing the line. As I say, if someone is guilty, the law will catch up. It will. But going and playing with breaking into someone's apartment, nah, that ain't it.
because they broke into Till Lindemann's apartment? Now, do I know that it's them? No. Presumption of innocence again.
Probably
I should
is.
say, right? But the best indicator of present and future is often the past. And in the past, we know that left-wing radicals just several weeks ago vandalized Rammstein's office in Berlin, and they proudly boasted about it on a left-wing news site. Okay, and we know that these left-wing activists.
Listen, my peeps in Berlin or from that region, how are you holding up? Are you okay with these clowns roaming the street, or I mean, how's life? Me seriously in the comment section. Or are you keeping sane with these bunch of clowns? I would have lost it if I was you.
Okay. And we know that these left wing activists have been for weeks and weeks and weeks now agitating for people to take action against Lindemann and against Rammstein and to take even radical action. And
That's
they've
dangerous.
already done some shady stuff at these concerts too. Okay, so anyway, nobody was hurt or anything. Lindemann wasn't home. I wonder what they would have done if Lindemann had been home. I
Yeah.
wonder if I thought they were going to confront him. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Don't know if anything's stolen that hasn't been reported yet. But yeah, breaking into Till Lindemann's home, his apartment.
All right, so we're gonna check up part two probably tomorrow. Tomorrow with a couple of following days. I'm gonna try to record as much as I can when I get a chance. But yeah, let me know what you think about this vandalism thing. I don't think, as I said, if you're guilty, the law will catch up with you. But to just assume that a person's guilty and to vandalize his personal belongings and his property is not cool with me. It doesn't sit right with me. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.